Hi. Hi, everyone, and welcome to those who are joining us for a Linden Tree concert. It's our 37th season. If we were normally at the UU Church, you would have been welcomed by a friendly face who would take you to a seat, give you a free raffle ticket, and show you where the hot chocolate and hot coffee and hot cider would be. But due to COVID, we have you staying safely at home. And I hope you're in a comfortable chair and you have your favorite snack because you got some good music that's going to be coming your way. Tonight, we have two of Linden Tree Coffeehouse's notable New Englanders, and they've had many trips to our Linden Tree stage in the past 37 season. Chuck and Kevin have a night of songs that they will be singing back and forth, and some old songs, some new songs, especially for tonight. We're going to start with Kevin last year wrote what I call the Linden Tree Anthem, and it's about our church that has no steeple right now, or it needs a little bit of updating, but we love our place. And Bob Tanner had put together pictures from Linden Tree Past that goes along with the video. And it's a nod to Ed Britt, who was our man with the banjo, and he had passed away about a year ago from early Alzheimer's. And we miss him dearly, and we love this song. So sit back and enjoy. And we'll first have Kevin's song, and then we will go into Kevin for a few songs, and then we will switch over to Chuck Hall. And I think we'll have a good night. So take it away. And thank you to
Something drew me to her, old, bruised and battered, cold winds and a warm open door. I was softly spoken when she tore my heart open with tales I was never told. The basement held a full house and a voice selling memories, and the man with the banjo knows that the sound's just important as the words in the music, and he'd follow wherever she goes. I was only a child, my eyes wide and wild, in a room where the listeners know I was welcomed like family by all the fine people in my hometown of Wakefield, in this church without a steeple. And I only want to play for you a song that I wrote or two on the old stage at Linden Tree. Sang from an angel's grace, her voice was a woman grace, and her strings were the choir above. My eyes began to water with all that life taught her, and the life she had once dreamed of. She sang about love in an old baseball glove, and the whole room seemed to know the tune. Showed us our fears, and how could he leave her, as she sang of Matilda too. I was a wandering young kid, my hair kept my face hid, in a room where the listeners know I was welcomed like family by all the fine people in my hometown of Wakefield, in a church without a steeple. And I only wanna play for you a song that I wrote or two on the old stage at Linden Tree. I've grown and I've missed her. It's been years since I've kissed her, and the old room still looks the same. I can see familiar faces, I can still feel the traces of a young boy forever changed. And the man with the banjo smiles because he knows his old songs will always remain. Good night, all you fine people in this church without a steeple. And good night, my old linden tree. It's good night, all you fine people in this church without a steeple. And good night, my old linden tree.
Hey everybody, it was really cool to see that video and see all those photos of everybody at the Linden Tree. I remember writing that song and just reflecting back, especially on Bob. Was a big influence on mine as a kid. I grew up in Wakefield. I'm a Greenwood kid, and back in the 80s, you know, I found the Linden Tree and I met Bob. And he taught me a lot about guitar and the different folk musicians that I should know about. And how to do sound correctly and how to curl a wire correctly. And he has a lot of influence in my guitar playing, which I think you might see tonight. One of my guitars that I played tonight is a tuning, and I play sort of a claw hammer often on the guitar, which I learned from him. But this is a song, I'm going to start off with a kind of an upbeat song, and it's been quite a journey from the 13, 14-year-old kid that used to come in here, and it was a bucket list of mine for years and years as a artist to play the Linden Tree Coffeehouse. And when I was about 35 or so, or 40, I'm not sure, I'm not good with time, but I got to come back. You know, I lived far away for a while, and when I came back, one of my main bucket list things was I want to play at the Linden Tree Coffeehouse. So every time I'm here, I'm very grateful, and it's an honor to play for you all. But like I said, it's been a journey from there to here, and you'll hear some of that journey tonight. And this is a song that is kind of like, here's where I'm at, and I have lots of dreams from this spot. And I'm turning 50 at the end of this year, and I'm kind of looking out beyond, what do I want to do now, you know? And I still find that I have a lot of dreams. So this is called I've Got Dreaming to Do. Oh, both these roads in worn-out shoes carry my load when I've nothing to lose. Long forgotten miles, juryless trials wore away and weathered my blues. Now I've got nothing
left but dreaming to do. All these dreams I do believe, they were born to me while I was lost at sea. And I hold no shame for what became. I've got no chains holding me. Still I push on like nothing's wrong, 'cause I've got dreaming to do. Say where I am and where I've been. I've been in love, I've been in sin, but these eyes are wise enough to find dreams again. Hard living follows behind. Keep stepping time to my state of mind, marking the call of any dream at all, seeking to break me, make me fall. Still I push on like nothing's wrong, 'cause I've got dreaming to do. I hold no shame for what became. I've got no chains holding me. Still I push on like nothing's wrong, 'cause I've got dreaming to do. I got some dreaming to do. Me and Okami too. We got some dreaming to do.
Thank you. You might have heard me mention that Okami, me and Okami too. Okami is my dog who is sleeping right behind me. So, this next song is a song about when I moved away from Boston. You know, I grew up in Wakefield and kind of moved around a lot, and I struggled a lot in my youth and in my adult life with severe mental illness, and which kind of made me end up in some strange situations in different places. And I found myself in Georgia and kind of on another attempt at something in my life, and it didn't work out. And I was taking a Greyhound bus from Georgia up to Boston. It took about 6 different buses, but during that bus ride, I wrote this song. Hey, buddy, you sit down. Sit. That's Okami that I was just thinking about. This is called Back to Boston. Rode a crowded old highway, heading north back to Boston. On a Greyhound bus with strangers, and every stop the faces change. And the states all look the same, and all the same signs with different names. And I'm headed back home, where I always begin, where your mind can't help but wander, but you're headed home to. Of all the things still to say, to
show you're not the same old you. And it's been this way before, and every stop seems just like the one before. But I'm standing here back home, where I always begin. And I wonder who'll be standing there, watching and waiting at the station for me. Those of you who have dreams, may you find traces that I may never see. Well, there's nothing like your family to help ease the things gone wrong. Good friends at home waiting, who missed you while you're gone. And the sky is turning blue, just like Miss Nature, like she never knew that I simply didn't make it. I'm going back to try again. Wonder who'll be waiting there at the station for me. Those of you who have gone, may you bless the places that I may never see. There's nothing like your hometown. There ain't no place like Boston. Well, it's not too big and it's not too loud. It's the place you get lost in. And this bus is winding down, just to head for someone else's town. But I'm standing here back home, where I always begin. Oh yes, I'm standing back in Boston, where I always begin.
Thank you very much. I think we're going to send it back over to you, Chuck.
Oh, thanks, Kevin. I've got a whole bunch of songs about going back to Boston. We should play sometime. Oh man. Well, thank you, and thank you, Liz and the Linden Tree, for asking me to do this again. Here we are in lots of different forms over the years, and this is a treasure to be able to be here and to play. Those last couple of weekends have been pretty intense weather-wise, and I'm not the most wintry person. It does not do wonders for my attitude most of the time, especially these last couple of weeks. And I was reminded of this song actually as I was going into a church earlier today. I noticed that by the parish house there was a couple of shrub bushes, and they were filled with robins. And I realized that I had a song that mentioned robins in the snow, and this is it. So this is what I'm holding out hope for in the middle of this cold spell. This song is called "The Song of Springtime Birds," and I can't wait to hear it. Well, there's a patch of snow in my backyard, but that March sun is stronger. The The air is cool, the trees are bare, but they won't be bare much longer. And the whisper I heard on the breeze is the sweetest sound I've heard. It's the dying of the winter and the song of springtime birds. You know, I almost spilled my coffee. There's a turkey on my roof. There was. I stole her soul with my camera phone, if you'd like to see the proof. And a handsome Tom strutting below like he knows all the words to the song that they all seem to know, this song of springtime birds. There's a robin redbreast in the snow with a look that just confirms dinner's not served till the spring if you don't like frozen worms. She'll be back when there is new life growing from the earth, when the yard is bathed in sunlight and the song of springtime birds. You know the summer's heat will soon be here, and that's as it should be. But for now, these small signs of the spring are beautiful to me. Then the autumn and the winter come in each appointed turn. Then Mother Nature's symphony, the song of springtime birds. And Mother Nature's symphony, the song of springtime birds. The song of springtime birds. Hey, I see by the chat here my friend Tony Baker from St. Simon's Island, Georgia, has signed on. T, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. This I did a record last year, and you know the pandemic really forced a lot of changes onto us, and you know, I've been getting out some and playing and enjoying some of the new people that I had met in different places and different coffee houses and open mics and stuff that I went to, and then it all stopped, and suddenly we were all working in isolation, and I'm like, and I was like, oh, what am I going to do? You know, it wasn't enough that I was an only child. Now here I am, I'm by myself again, and having to do all of this in isolation. Well, I made the most of what I could do, and I decided that I wanted to learn this software program called Logic Pro to make music with, you know, because it's just going to be me, right? And I would never have done it if I had known how hard it was going to be. But I started it, and I said, yeah, the only way I'm going to learn this is to do a record on it. And so I did. I did a record. It's called One Tree, and I'm actually fairly proud of that record. But for working in isolation, it was pretty good, and you can hear it and you can buy it from me or whatever. But one of the things that happened was I found in a notebook, I found something I had stashed away a long time ago, which was this hidden verse to a song that I stopped singing because I didn't like one of the verses in it, and it fixed it, and so I learned it again and played it again. This actually was the very first song that I ever heard, a first song of mine, that I ever heard anybody else cover. There was a duo that did it, and they did it so well, it discouraged me from ever playing it again. I was like, I can't do that. I'm one guy, and they did these wonderful harmonies and is very theatrical kind of thing. And I kind of went on to other things. So I have maybe the Working in Isolation to thank for bringing this song back. This song is called The Greatest Show on Earth. And it's just say that it's about authenticity. The circus crowds are gathered round. Everyone's glad the show's in town. The hawkers yell for all they're worth. The greatest show on earth. Red balloons and trained raccoons, sword swallowers and clowns. And those who were deformed at birth, the greatest show on earth. It seems to me they must get bored when all of life is to perform. But they say the show goes on, the greatest show on earth. The lion tamer plays for kids. He's poking tigers in the ribs. The beast won't smile when he does his tricks. It's the greatest show on earth. And I feel like a tightrope walker in a three-ring circus show. Yes, I think I'm on the high wire, and you're the net below. And everyone says this sure is fun. I say, not to me it ain't. But no one knows the clown when he takes off his paint. People come in families. Thank God there's no one looks at me eating peanuts in the balcony. The greatest show on earth. In the shadows safely hid, I'm still just a frightened kid. And no one knows a thing I did. It's the greatest show on earth. Does the bearded lady ever date? Does the trapeze ever get there late? Doesn't anyone ever make mistakes in the greatest show on earth? The day must go by awfully slow for someone in the circus show, but the audience must never know it's the greatest show on earth. And I feel like a tightrope walker in a three-ring circus show. Yes, I think I'm on the high wire, and you're the net below. And everyone says this sure is fun. I say, not to me it ain't. Where no one knows the clown when he takes off his paint. Everyone says it sure is fun. I say, not to me it ain't. Where no one knows the clown when he takes off his paint. greatest show on earth. Thanks for listening. Kev, you're up.
Oh, Kev, it appears we're
Yep,
not
my
getting
mic
your
is
audio.
muted.
There you
Thank
go.
you. I just got a little pop-up that said that. So that was wonderful by Chuck. Thank you so much. This next song talks a little bit about the journey that got me from there to here. And it's called Downtown Crossing, which is a place in Boston where all the different subways kind of meet and bus lines. And there's a lot of homeless there that live in that area and up on the common. And I've been one of them. And this song kind of reflects on my life in recovery from mental illness, that if I didn't find recovery, I would still be there. And this song is called Downtown Crossing, and it's kind of a reflection on that. Lives on Winter in Washington, outside Macy's and Filene's. The city benches become his bed, vacant doorways in the rain. And at sunrise, the officers come by, send him on his way to walk his route for change and food, from the commons to the back bay. In his mind he visits better times. He hums a song to take him there. Childhood dreams and random fantasies, memories of those who once cared. His dad and mom, siblings moved on. He once fathered a son, and of all the things he's had in life, he still longs for just that one. And I've seen you passed by me before. In your eyes, they were quick to ignore. Were you afraid that I would start talking? Please, could you spare some change? 'Cause I live here at Downtown Crossing, wishing the world would go away. Days go by, becoming months and years. So little has become routine, remaining friends that only he can see. They pass the time riding trains. Days grow longer till they never end. When there is
nowhere to go. And when there's nothing but a hollow glance, there's so little left to know. I've seen you, you passed by me before. And your eyes, they were quick to ignore. Were you afraid that I would start talking? Please, could you spare some change? I live here at downtown crossing, wishing the world would go away. He lives on Winter in Washington, outside Macy's and Filene. Thank you. And thank you so much for your comments here. I can read, your comments as you all are writing, which is really nice to see. I know I have my eyes closed a lot, but I don't know if you see, I peek out every once in a while. I'm gonna play a bit of an instrumental here. Through much of my life, this is what got me through a lot of my mental hardships. Just playing the guitar, and I would come up with little riffs and finger patterns that would keep my mind occupied and keep the voices at bay and things like that. And my mother was a big supporter. She would often play classical guitar in the car and talk about how cleanly they would play and whatnot. And I was just learning the guitar at the time, but it really had a lot of influence on me. And so this is a piece that I play that has been written slowly over the years, piece by piece, and put together. It's called Quiet Mind. And when I play it, it's like a meditation for me. And I play it every morning, just about. And it goes, I would say it goes a little bit like this, but it actually goes exactly like this. I don't need water for it, but it is an instrumental. But I'm very happy to play it for you. And yes, I usually think of my mom while I'm playing it.
That's called Quiet Mind. And send it back over to you, Chuck.
Nice. Nicely done. Wow. Wow. Nicely done. We're coming up on an anniversary of sorts. Valentine's Day is coming up, not too long from now. And this is a song about an event that happened on the night of Valentine's Day in, I believe it was 1982. There was a freakish kind of storm in the North Sea that took out the oil rig, the Ocean Ranger, off the coast of Newfoundland. And it was memorialized by, it traumatized the entire province of Newfoundland and Labrador for a long time. This song was made by Ron Hines, who is known as the man of 1,000 songs from St. John's, Newfoundland. And I fell in love with the song upon the first time I heard it. And I didn't really realize until like the second or third time the point of view of the song. And when I realized it, it just kind of brought me to my knees. He said it took him about 10 years to process everything that was connected to the loss of the Ocean Ranger. And one day while standing up on Signal Hill in St. John's, he stumbled upon a way to enter into the story of the song. The song is called Atlantic Blue. What color is a heartache for a love lost at sea? What shade of memory never fades but lingers to eternity? How dark is the light of day these sleepless eyes of mine survey? Is that you, Atlantic blue? My heart is as cold as you. Oh, how is one heart chosen to never lie in peace? How many moments remain? Is there not one sweet release? And who's this stranger at my door who haunts my dreams forevermore? Is that you, Atlantic blue? My heart is as cold as you. I lie awake in the morning as the waves wash o'er the sand. I hold my herd at bay, I hold the lives of his children in my hands. And whose plea will receive no answer, whose sigh is lost upon the wind? Who's that voice so familiar, whispers my name as night comes in? And whose wish never fails to find my vacant heart on Valentine's? Is that you, Atlantic blue? My heart is as cold as you. I lie awake in the morning as the waves wash o'er the sand. I hold my herd at bay, I hold the lives of his children in my hands, and whose plea will receive no answer, whose sigh is lost upon the wind. Who's that voice so familiar, whispers my name as night comes in, and whose wish never fails to find my vacant heart on Valentine's? Is that you, Atlantic blue? My heart is as cold. My heart is as cold. My heart is as cold as you. Atlantic Blue, Ron Hines song. Thank you, Ron, for writing that. I want to pick up the pace a little bit here, a little different flavor to this. You know, even though the guy has been gone for a couple of years, we just here in New England cannot escape. It seems we cannot escape Tom Brady, right? We just can't. We just can't. He's been part of the landscape here for the longest time, and even when he leaves, it's controversial. And then when he retires from someplace else, it's controversial. So, kind of brought this back to brought this song back to mind. Again, from the album One Tree. This is called Tom Brady's Gone to Tampa. Now, he hadn't yet retired, and I'm given to understand he did well when he went to Tampa. Is that right? I guess I heard that he did well. Okay. I believe he probably did. So this is Tom Brady's Gone to Tampa. The house that I am living in grows smaller every day. The walls are creeping in on me, and I can't get away. There's fear and anger everywhere. It's the worst I've ever seen. Hidden in my residence, locked down in quarantine. 6 feet apart and masked in lines we never had before. I can't get my hands on my favorite brands down at the grocery store. Adding insult to this injury is what's been on the news. Tom Brady's gone to Tampa. Whatever shall we do? Tom Brady's gone to Tampa. Whatever shall we do? I'm out of work, my wife is too. The bills don't get paid when they're due. We're in desperation, and the boss is on vacation. And the president has told us that it's no worse than the flu. Tom Brady's gone to Tampa. Whatever shall we do? Tom Brady's gone to Tampa. Whatever shall we do? An ER nurse told me this virus robs you of your breath. And now just showing up to work is a case of life and death. There is pain and dying everywhere, and not to ease the curse, There's just the news on TV, and I'm not sure which is worse. He was our hometown hero. We could depend on him to blind us to reality when things were looking grim. We used to say it's just a game, but I think we always knew Tom Brady's gone to Tampa. How will we make it through? Tom Brady's gone to Tampa. Whatever shall we do? John Prine is gone, little Richard too. Empty, empty, it's left me blue. I just walk the floor, 'cause I can't walk out the door. And so tonight my social life is an open mic on Zoom. With so much bad news everywhere, it's hard to face the truth. Tom Brady's gone to Tampa. Whatever shall we do? Tom Brady's gone to Tampa. Whatever shall we do? So my little thought about Tom, about dear old Tom. Farewell, Tom. Over to you,
Tom
Kev.
Brady. I don't know. I don't know any sports songs. Sports ball songs, yeah.
Yeah, sports ball.
I work for several organizations, one of them being Tune Foolery, which is a collection of musicians of all sorts who are in recovery from mental illness. And a lot of my shows these days, which is wonderful to me, is that I get to perform at the Boston homeless shelters, psychiatric units, and group homes. And they're some of my favorite shows to do. We do a wake-up morning meditation. We do Monday night open mics in the shelters. And we did it live in person, but since 2020, we've still been doing it just through Zoom. And these are some of the songs I want to play for you that really kind of connect with them. And they're more upbeat. And I agree with Chuck. Let's bring it upbeat a little bit. So this is a song by Paul Simon. And you should probably recognize it. It goes a little bit like this. People say she crazy, she got diamonds in the soles of her shoes. That's one way to lose these walking blues. Diamonds in the soles of her shoes. It's funny, as I wasn't planning on playing diamonds in the soles of her shoes. It just came to me automatically. I was gonna play this song, which is very similar. Here we go. Man walks down the street, says, why am I soft in the middle? And why am I soft in the middle? The rest of my life is so hard. I need a photo opportunity. I want a shot of redemption. Don't want to end up a cartoon in a cartoon graveyard. And bone digger, well, dogs in the moonlight and far away from my well, let's be just a beer belly, and get these mutts away from me. And I don't find this stuff amusing anymore. And if you'll be my bodyguard, I can be your long lost pal. And I can call you Betty. Betty, when you call me, you can call me Al. Man walks down the street, he says, why am I short of attention? Got a short little span of attention. Oh, my nights are so long. Where's my wife and family? And what if I die here? And who'll be my role model now that my role model is gone? Gone. Dug back down the alley with some roly-poly little bat-faced girl. And all along there were incidents and accidents. There were hints and allegations. If you be my bodyguard, I can be your long-lost pal. And I can call you Betty. Betty, when you call me, you can call me out. You can call me out. Man walks down the street, it's a street in a strange world. Maybe it's the third world, and maybe it's his first time around, and doesn't speak the language, he holds no currency, and he is a foreign man, and he is surrounded by a sound of cattle in the marketplace and scattering of orphanages. He looks around, he sees angels in the architecture spinning in infinity, and he says, hey, hallelujah. And if you be my bodyguard, I can be your long-lost pal. And I can call you Betty. Betty, when you call me, you can call me out. People say she's crazy, she got diamonds in the soles of her shoes. That's one way to lose these walking blues. Diamonds in the soles of her shoes. It's a little mix of some songs. That's a song that was kind of popular back when I was playing the open mics as a kid. This next song is takes me back to when I first started going there and learning about folk music. And Ed Britt was the one who pointed me towards a lot of different artists, and one of them was Tom Rush. And he's been a big influence in my playing and my writing. And this is a song of his, which is, I don't know if it's kind of a song that just gets played by lots of different artists, lots of different versions. And I guess this is my version of Tom's version of this song. This is called the Mobile, Texas Line. You ever go down Mobile, Texas line? You ever go down Mobile, Texas line? Yeah. You know, I wanna ask you, have you seen the gal of mine? Rode the Central Boys with, rode the L&M,
above the Central Boys. I rode the L&M. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and the Alabama women, well, they look like section men. Don't you cry, baby. Your daddy gone away. Don't you cry, mama. Daddy gone away. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't you know I'll be home someday? Don't the cloud look lonesome now up above the deep blue sea? Don't the cloud look lonesome up above the deep blue sea? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't my baby look so sweet, laying in my arms asleep? Did you ever go down the Mobile, Texas line? Did you ever go down the Mobile, Texas line? Yeah, yeah. You know, I want to ask you, have you seen that gal of mine?
Nice.
Thanks so much.
Nicely done. Nice. So, just a couple of quickies here. Take you back to 2019 and this transformative journey that my wife Mary and I made to Ireland. She had long wanted to go to Ireland. She's very Irish, and so we did. So we traveled all over Ireland in the company of a tour guide who took us to all sorts of monastic sites, ancient monastic sites, and things that were not on the typical tour of Ireland itinerary, and it was wonderful. And I mostly sat in the back seat and listened to Therese, our tour guide, speaking with Mary, both of whom are far more educated than I am, and just enjoying the thing and kind of half falling asleep. And then one day we came through this town, and Mary asked Therese, "What about?" And I forgot the name of the site that she was interested in. And Therese says, "Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Do you remember back in Killarney? Remember when we were back in Killarney and we came to that intersection and we went this way? Well, the thing that you were looking for was down the road we didn't go." And that sank into me somehow. You don't float a line like that past a songwriter. I let it take root. And when I got home, I wrote this song. It's called "The Road We Didn't Go," and it had germinated by the time I got it back. Got back, and I couldn't wait to get back to this instrument. In fact, so that I could work up what I had heard in my head. So this is "The Road We Didn't Go." This was. I have to tell you, this was 10 tons of fun to do in my little studio here when I did it on the One Tree record. Feel free to sing along with this. It's got a nice little chorus to it. Down the road we didn't go, there's a place we didn't know. We don't know, we can't say the people we might be today had we gone some other way. It's a secret we are not allowed to know. Hidden down the road we didn't go. Now roads go ever on and on, down from the door where it began. We are born into this world according to the plan. Not accidental tourists, we sojourners on the road to see the people we were meant to be. Love will guide the pilgrim heart and show every step along the way to go. Down the road we didn't go, there's a place we didn't know. We don't know, we can't say the people we might be today had we gone some other way. It's a secret we are not allowed to know. Hidden down the road we didn't go. Sometimes the path that I am on is overgrown and disappears, and fear has left me hurt and broken, filled my eyes with tears. Oh, but I will not pass this way again, on the road to what might not have been. I cried out and found a friend, had not left me in the wilderness alone, to stumble down a road I didn't go. Down the road we didn't go, there's a place we didn't know. We don't know, we can't say the people we might be today had we gone some other way. It's a secret we are not allowed to know. Getting down the road we didn't go. When you get lost, sometimes you've got to fake it. When you get to the fork in the road, just take it. Down the road we didn't go, there's a place we didn't know. We don't know, we can't say the people we might be today had we gone some other way. It's a secret we are not allowed to know. Getting down the road we didn't go. Down the road we didn't go, there's a place we didn't know. We don't know, we can't say the people we might be today had we gone some other way. It's a secret we are not allowed to know. Getting down the road we didn't go. My path divided in a wood, I took the road less traveled by, and that has made the difference, but I can't help wondering why. Oh, it's such a sad and old cliche, I am the man I am today, the choices I've made on the way. There's no regretting what I'll never know, was hidden down the road we didn't go. Down the road we didn't go, there's a place we didn't know. We don't know, we can't say the people we might be today had we gone some other way. It's a secret we are not allowed to know. Getting down the road we didn't go. Ow! road we didn't go. And so thank you, Therese Cullen, for suggesting that. I'm going to switch guitars. And this Cittern, this Cittern made by Nick Apollonio up in Rockport, Maine. Yeah. So I'm going to unplug this one and plug it immediately back into my other Nick Apollonio instrument, and close off my little set. And close off with the song that I wrote immediately upon coming back from that trip. Because there really is nothing like coming home. And the song, so this one is called "It's Good to Be Back Home Again." Simple song. Thanks everybody for listening. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for your comments and stuff. Hi everybody that I didn't get a chance to say hello to. My old bed, my old pillow, my old bathrobe, my old friends, my old books faded and yellowed. It's good to be back home again. Well, my old yard needs to be mown. While I was gone, it must have rained. A month away now, overgrown. Oh, it's good to be back home again. Open windows, let the air in. Open wide the back door screen. That one I put that taped up tear in. Oh, it's good to be back home again. My old slippers I love the most, to cradle my poor feet within. Floorboards creaking where they're supposed to. Oh, it's good to be back home again. Open windows, let the air in. Open wide the back door screen. The one I put that taped up tear in. Oh, it's good to be back home again. So now I lay me down to sleep and dream of where I have just been. Tomorrow's worries they will keep. Oh, it's good to be back home again. Thanks for listening.
Hi, I hope everybody has enjoyed tonight as much as I have. I do want to let you know about March 5th. We're going to continue our Linden Tree season. We have Jeff Bartley, another New England notable. If you don't know Jeff, he's known for being a blues, a folk, a jazz, fingerstyle acoustic guitar player, a singer, a songwriter, a harmonica player. Folk press has called him a folk music at its best. He's a brilliant songwriter, world-class guitarist, great songs, good humor, and you don't want to miss him. He has sometimes been called the best kept secret in the Boston folk scene, but we know even the city of Cambridge had a Jeff Bartley night. Proclaimed in Cambridge at one point. He has 13 full-length albums and lives nearby, so he is another of our New England notables. So you can always find this show if you'd like to see this show again, it's will be archived on our Linden Tree YouTube station, I guess. Station? Do you call it station? Site? Website? I am not tech. It is a good thing we have Brian Dozer, who has been helping us bring our shows to you live and with wonderful sound. Thank you, Brian. So before we close up tonight, thank you for the donations that will be coming in either on PayPal or in the mail. And they go to my two performers because they do have bills to pay. And I would like each one to do one more song. So maybe Kevin, do one more and then we'll close it out with Chuck. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks so much, Liz. Thanks so much to Brian for doing the sound and all the production tonight. He's done a great job. So I want to give him a hand. This is a song that I wrote and we actually started tonight with. And it's when I was a kid, and came into Linden Tree and I was welcomed right away. And I was a very shy kid who would get up, come to the open mic, and I would get on stage and kind of strum my guitar and mumble. And but I always got lots of encouragement from the family at Linden Tree. So this is the song that I wrote called Church with No Steeple. I'm going to stop for a minute. One of the strings seems to be a little out. Here we go. Take two. Something drew me to her, old bruised and battered, cold winds and a warm open door. I was softly spoken when she tore my heart open with tales I was never told. The basement held a full house and a voice selling memories, and a man with the banjo knows that the sound's just important as the words and the music, and he'll follow wherever she goes. And I was only a child, my eyes wide and wild, in a room where the listeners know I was welcomed like family by all the fine people in my hometown of Wakefield, in a church without a steeple. And I only want to play for you a song that I wrote her to on the old stage at Linden Tree. She sang from an angel's grace, her voice was a warm embrace, and her strings were the choir above. My eyes began to water with all that life taught her, the life she'd once dreamed of. She sang about love in an old baseball glove, and the whole room seemed to know the tunes. She showed us our fears, and how could he leave her? And she sang of Matilda too. And I was a wandering young kid, my hair kept my face hid, in a room where the listeners know I was welcomed like family by all the fine people in my hometown of Wakefield, in a
church without a steeple, and I only want to play for you a song that I wrote her to on the old stage at Linden Tree. Now I've grown and I've missed her. It's been years since I've kissed her, and the old room still looks the same. I can see familiar faces, I can still feel the traces of a young boy forever changed. And the man with the banjo smiles because he knows these songs will always be here. So good night, all you fine people in this church without a steeple, and good night, my old linden tree. Good night, all you fine people in this church without a steeple, and good night, my old linden tree. Thanks so much for listening tonight.
Oh man, wonderful, Kevin, wonderful. Your road is just opening up before you. I can't wait to see where you go and hear about it in your songs.
Thanks
Wonderful.
so much, Chuck.
So
Thank
good,
you.
so good to hear you. Let's
You too.
let's see if we can covenant with Liz to do one of these shows when we can actually have a show at the Linden Tree.
There we go.
What
Yeah,
do you
that would
think?
be great.
I'd love that.
I would
that.
love it. Yeah.
I don't think probably anybody has been on the stage at Linden Tree as often as Bill Staines was. And I did one show with Bill, and lots of folkies did lots of shows with Bill over the years, and he was very generous with his praise, very generous with his time. I was really pleased that even after I did an opening for him somewhere in a whole other setting, he recognized me. I was so pleased that he recognized my song about angels when we met, and because he said, "Oh yeah, you've had that radio show," and yes, I did, and he said, "But I remember you did that song that Susie and David do." That Susie Burke and David Surratt, God rest his soul, that they did. That she did such a wonderful job on my song called "Angels," and so I was really touched when I heard about his passing. And I know a lot of you felt that way too. There's a lot of belovedness about Bill Staines, and I had the opportunity shortly after his passing, to contribute something to a project that was dedicated in his honor, and were asked to pick Bill Staines songs to do, and I had to do that. I just had to do this one because it rang so true to my own vision. But the thing that made it most poignant was that it was a song that is pointedly about passing from this existence to the next one. And so the song is called "If I Come to Need an Angel." It'll be up on my Bandcamp site, I think, on Monday, released as a single, and it'll be on the compilation of folk radio singles coming out in March. So stay tuned. I have come to hear the beat of an almost silent sound, like a clock that's winding low as its hands go round and round. And I have come to know the music and the rush of whispering waves. It's the song of quiet passing and the sound of everything. So build me up a fire, take me by the hand, and I will dance like no tomorrow to a light and lively band. go stepping to the stars, spinning in the air, as if I never felt a shadow, or I never had a care. Now so build me up a fire, take me by the hand, and I will dance like no tomorrow to a light and lively band. Go stepping to the stars, spinning in the air, as if I never felt a shadow, or I never had a care. For every closing of a day, there is the rising of the sun. If every race come to an end, there's another to be run. For every bird that goes to land, there is another taking flight. And for every dark and stormy place, there is another filled with light. So when all the music's done, time is at an end, then I will turn unto the morning and take the trail around the bend. Walk the winding way, ride the rising road, and if I come to need an angel, one will be there for me, I know. So when all the music's done, time is at an end, then I will turn unto the morning, take the trail around the bend. Walk the winding way, ride the rising road, and if I come to need an angel, one will be there for me, I know. And if I come to need an angel, one will be there for me, I know. Thanks, Bill. Thank you. Thanks, Liz. Thanks, everybody, for listening.
That was great.
That was wonderful, Chuck. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Stay safe. See you next month.